Hi babies, welcome back to the second episode of the week. We are going to talk about how to fix a dry spell in your relationship because it seems to be that this happens a little bit more frequently than not, especially if you've been together for a long period of time, or you're married, or you have children, or you have busy lives where sex unfortunately just becomes forgotten about, and then you become more glorified roommates and all that junk, and we don't want that. We're here for intimacy, and that's what I bring to you on this channel is tools and tips that we can help you and your partner step right into your pleasure. But first, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Miranda, aka Pleasure Baby. And if you haven't done so already, I don't know what you're waiting for, because every Monday and Thursday is when I bring to you the most taboo topic of the week. So I would like you to take this moment to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Now let's dive into this difficult conversation. Let's start off with this conversation that we're going to have. We want to have more sex. We want to have more sex regularly. We want to be more intimate together. We want to have that desire that we once had. So what can we do to ask these questions? Some questions that are less aggressive to ask are, what do you enjoy most about our sex? Or what do you enjoy most about our sex life? Especially when we first got together. What was your favorite thing that we did, or what did you used to love? Another question would be, what sexually intrigues you? What intrigues you about sex? And then you can go forward with making a statement and prompting it with a question. I would love to reinvest some time into our sex life. Is this something that you're willing to try with me? I just want you to know that this conversation tends to be very difficult to have, and it doesn't need to be. However, you and your partner might not be on the same page and egos might get involved. So there is a potential that this could arise a fight. And that's okay. I just want to talk about the timing, the turf, and the tone for a second. So it's all about where you do it, when you do it, and how you say it. So watch your tone, watch your timing. You're not going to do it right before you're about to go to bed, and you're definitely not going to do it on your way to a family dinner or a friend's event. So pick your surroundings, pick your timing, your turf, and your tone accordingly, just in case your partner does get defensive and this does get more uncomfortable, that you guys have a safe space to kind of gravitate and pull apart for like 10 minutes or so before you guys reconvene and retry again. But the most important part is just being able to express to your partner that you want to have more sex with them, and that you're lacking in your sex life, and that you want to do something to change that, so that you guys don't build resentment, and so that people don't go looking for other relationships or wanting to open up the relationship at not the right time. The next step would be discussing the sexual menu, or what you guys enjoy and what you want to play with. So whether it's figuring out what arouses you, maybe your kinks or your fetishes have changed and you've discovered new things, or maybe you fell out of love with some things. You can explore different sensations, maybe do different activities. It's time to water your own grass and stop looking at the grass that doesn't need water. That's just a new patch of grass that's gonna need water eventually. So it's best that you figure out how to replenish and rewater your grass and spark it back up and get something to blossom and get your mind set in the erotic state. You can find a bunch of different tests online that it runs through different kinks, fetishes, different ways to receive pleasure online, and they'll have yes, no, and maybe questions. And you can use this test with your partner so that you can figure out what you guys are looking for and what similarities you have. So pretty much what happens is you print out this piece of paper, you answer all the questions, and you exchange them with your partner. That way, it gives you the perfect timing to have the conversation about, oh, like, why do you want to have a threesome? I noticed that I have a threesome checked off too. Is that something we could explore together? Are we in a place to explore that? Or maybe it's more of a future thing. Or, oh, I like to use chains and whips. Oh, well, you've never told me that before. I'm kind of open to that, so I might circle maybe. These sheets are just meant to make it easier for you and your partner to have the sexual conversation, to figure out what you guys enjoy together, apart, and maybes are about. Another really important thing to do is how to make it sensual again. Build that desire. It's not just about the foreplay of touching the body. It's candlelight, it's music, it's maybe reading some erotica together, maybe watching a porn together, buying lingerie, making yourself feel hot and sexy because you fucking are. It's time to re-stimulate the mind and not necessarily stimulate the body, or what we like to call neural arousal. So things that stimulate your mind, get you in the zone, make you want to get freaky again, just putting you into a more expansive mindset rather than just viewing sex as an orgasm. Because it's really not just about the orgasm at all. It's about the connection, the communication, the intimacy, the desire, all of that great stuff. We want it all. We don't just want the orgasm. The orgasm is nice, obviously, but we want that bonded connection. Start viewing sex as playtime rather than sex equals climax, because like I just stated, that's not the reality. We are here for so much more. Adult playtime. This is gonna take some vulnerability from you and your partner both, so that you guys can start to explore different ways to play with each other. This is gonna require a huge learning curve, creativity, and some adventure. Those are really all the ingredients that you need to grow a healthy sexual mindset. Just be open-minded. Don't let somebody cross your boundaries, and make sure that you're communicating seamlessly or to the best of your abilities. And last but not least is something that some of you might not be okay with hearing, but I'm here to tell you it is okay to go to therapy. In fact, I'm a huge advocate for putting into work into your relationship, because relationships are work. It's not always gonna be easy. Life ebb and flows. Sometimes you'll be giving 70 and your partner will be giving 30. Sometimes you'll be giving 80 and your partner will be giving 20, or vice versa. It's never gonna be 50-50 all the time, and that's just the reality of things. So seeing a sex therapist or a relationship therapist, sex coach or a relationship coach, dating coach, whatever it might be, in whichever way you choose to go, this is like taking your body to the gym to build the muscles. Here you're gonna build your mind, you're gonna build your communication skills. You're gonna learn how to deal with your emotional health. And sometimes you might need a mediator for you and your partner, because maybe somebody in the relationship doesn't feel necessarily comfortable with expressing everything just out in the open by themselves with just you. That doesn't mean that they don't trust you, or that doesn't mean that they think less of you, but sometimes it's nice to have another nervous system to bounce things off of and to hold that space for the two of you to communicate. Especially when those people have literally gone to school, studied the dynamic of relationships, about sex, and about how you guys can reconnect together. Because let's face it, sometimes we all have no idea. So sometimes it's nice to have somebody from a third party step in and give us some tips and tricks on how to get things relit. Also, there is a lot of unconscious things that could be going on that we need to bring to the subconscious. Meaning, yeah, maybe your work is super stressful and that's why we're not having sex. Maybe I don't need help with actual sex, I need help with stress relief. And how can I get my stress levels and cortisol levels back down? That's kind of just like a basic general thing. Maybe it's financial. Maybe it is just your relationship isn't the way, like you guys don't have that time together. You guys don't go on dates anymore. You don't have time away from your kids, or maybe you don't have time away from your roommates. Whatever phase you are in life, these dry spells can happen. But therapy is essentially gonna help resolve your resentment that you have and turn it into an investment. Well, those are my main tips for having this difficult conversation. I really hope it goes really good. However, I do wanna say these things just don't happen overnight. It's gonna be dedication, consistency, and communication. You gotta show up for your partner if you want this to work, and your partner has to show up for you. It cannot just be one-sided, one person giving continuously. Your cup will run empty and the relationship will dissolve. Or if it doesn't dissolve, you're just gonna live unhappy. So keep in mind that these dry spells don't last forever. Just reach out, take that uncomfortable step, and make the change. I think you're gonna be able to see that not having a sex life anymore with your partner is less than likely to happen and continue to happen. These conversations open up the door, and once the door has been opened, it's easy to open again. So if you run into, which you probably will run into the situation again, approach it in a soft manner with ease. We've been here before. How can we do it again? How can we make it better again? What can we do? And follow those tips, and I almost promise you it's gonna revitalize, or at least bring you to the point where you're able to communicate with your partner in a non-judgmental, non-heated, egotistical way. Now, I hope that some of these tips help help you out and give you another go at your relationship, because I don't want you to give up. I want you guys to be happy. Now, I don't know your situation, so there are multiple different things that we can go over and we can talk about forever, honestly. But if you're wanting to do something more like a one-on-one coaching session with me, you're more than welcome to slide into my DMs on Instagram, hit that follow button. Don't forget to subscribe here and give this video a thumbs up. And like I said, if you need a hand with anything, I do offer client calls. Just head over to my Instagram and I will see you guys next Monday. I love you.